Welcome everybody into New World News. It is October 30th, 2023, and as all of you probably know by now, over the weekend, Matthew Perry, famous for starring in the TV show Friends as Chandler Bing, did pass away at 54 years old on Saturday evening. That was the 28th of October. Unfortunately, there is no word from the autopsy or the coroner yet. They are waiting on toxicology reports, which can take weeks. Matthew Perry did struggle with an addiction to painkillers, specifically Vicodin, that he talked about on some interviews recently over the years. In fact, he said that he would take up to 55 pills in a single day. When asked how he got them, he said he would go to open houses and look through the medicine cabinets because nobody thought that Matthew Perry, Chandler Bing, would rob them, and that he would go to doctors with fake migraines and ask them to prescribe him some painkillers, and that once he had a prescription for Vicodin once, every other doctor just kind of went along with that, and so he would get tons and tons of pills. He would buy them. There were lots of ways he was able to gather up all of these pills. Now, nobody is saying that this had anything to do with drugs because apparently he's been sober for the last few months or while. He has had stints where he said he went weeks and months with being sober and then would go back into it. It could have been a heart attack. It could have been that the drugs finally took their toll on his body and his body just shut down. We don't know. We won't know until the toxicology reports come out. But dead at 54, apparently he was in his hot tub. He had one of those swim spas, those above ground swim spas with a hot tub out back of his house in Pacific Palisades, LA area, West LA area up by the coastline. And he sent his assistant out to pick up some glasses and an iPhone for him. And when the assistant came back, they found him. I'm not sure if it's a he or her, but they found him in the hot tub, unresponsive, called 911, and 911 showed up, and he was, of course, declared dead. So we don't know what happened. He had played pickleball earlier in the day for a couple of hours. That's one of the ways he was working out, staying focused, staying off drugs, keeping himself busy. Apparently he was trying to start a foundation for people to get help that they needed to get out of their addictions, sort of how AA and NA help people. He wanted to start a foundation, and it was in the beginning stages, so people are saying they want to continue that. There have also been a lot of people leaving flowers and gifts and things at the Friends building in New York City as a memorial, like a kind of a pop-up memorial. So I'll try to put a picture out up here for you guys. That is also happening, and a lot of celebrities and people have been sounding off on what he meant to them, and a lot of fans. Obviously 54 years old, pretty young for a guy like him. He, over the years, was not in the greatest shape. You can see that he had gained some weight, obviously being on the drugs, obviously being out of mainstream acting. He's done some other stuff. He's worked on writing. He's worked on other stuff, but not like he used to, of course. So I'm sure his activity level had been down, which is why he picked up pickleball. And it's just a sad story all around. I mean, everybody remembers Chandler Bing from Friends. I don't personally watch it. My fiance does. But obviously one of the most well-known, well-respected actors and most popular TV shows in the history of television. Practically, if you lived in the 90s or you grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, you watched Friends, you knew Friends. Everyone knows the theme song to Friends. Everybody knows the six main actors there. It's just one of the things you knew who Matthew Perry was. And so to lose him at 54 is pretty devastating for a lot of people, a lot of fans, and of course his friends and family and coworkers and co-actors and actresses. It's definitely going to be tough on them. We haven't heard from any of the other five, Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, Phoebe Gates, Phoebe, who was played by, I can't remember her name, that chick, and then the other two. I was not a Friends fan, admittedly, sorry. But we haven't heard from any of the five other main, actors. LeBlanc, I think, is one of them who played Joey. It'd be interesting to see what they have to say, but that's the news from the weekend, October 28th. Today is October 30th. Matthew Perry passes away at 54 years of age from unknown causes as of yet, and we'll check back when the toxicology reports are in. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching as always. If you could hit the like button, it really helps the algorithm, helps me on YouTube, and I appreciate it. Turn it blue and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, almost to 300. Would love if I could get to 500 by next month, and if you could help me with that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you as always, and I will see you next time.